A warm welcome to this week's last edition of Primetime News with me, Michael Madimba. In our lead story tonight, the Namibian Correctional Service has introduced stricter measures at all correctional facilities countrywide to curb the spread of COVID-19 amongst inmates.
The Namibian Correctional Service in a media statement on Thursday said they are suspending activities like transfer between facilities, which will only be considered in cases where it is urgent and where there is no alternative option, especially when there are legal implications. It said all new admissions to the facility from the court must be isolated for 7 days before being integrated into the living units or sections, with all visitation suspended at all facilities. Legal practitioners are also required to liaise with the officer in charge prior to their visit to the facilities, as no contact visit should be allowed between the inmate and the legal practitioners, the statement reads. The Namibian Correctional Service has also suspended all escort to public hospitals. Exceptions will only be allowed in case of emergencies, and when so required, prior arrangements must be considered for outside hospitals. Other suspended activities include all outside activities, such as building projects, except for maintenance work, as well as all inmates' physical sports activities, correctional staff-related sport activities, and literacy programs at all prisons. Offender rehabilitation programs will continue at facilities for a period of 2 hours per session, and psychological rehabilitation programs will continue to be delivered in groups of 8 inmates and 2 facilitators. Online studies and vocational training programs, as well as industrial workshop production, will continue to be delivered in groups of not more than 8 people, while all agricultural activities will continue but will be done in smaller groups of 10, including correctional officers. Inmates from different security classification units are not allowed to mix for any of their programs.
Popular Democratic Movement PDM's Wakaisiwa Melchizedek Muharukwa was on Thursday sworn in as councillor for the Opuwo Rural Constituency.
This follows his victory during the Opuwo Rural Constituency by-election held on 2nd July, which was necessitated by the death of Cornelius Kakuva of the Popular Democratic Movement in April this year. Muharukwa garnered 2,330 votes out of the total of 3,451 votes cast and defeated Swapo Party candidate Kadepanda Shambiru, who came second with 485 votes. National Unity Democratic Organization's candidate Hans Maundu received 414, while Rally for Democracy and Progress candidate Kai Hori Kambura got 142, and Kai Hepere Shituri of the Independent Patriot for Change got 80 votes. Muharukwa, a businessman cum politician, took his oath at the Kunene Regional Council headquarters in Opuwo, where District Magistrate Eliud Nakulonda of the Opuwo Magistrate Court presided over the ceremony. Nakulonda cautioned Muharukwa to serve all people fairly, regardless of their political affiliates, saying politics should be set aside for the betterment of the whole constituency and the region in general. Muharukwa will serve in his new position until 2024, when Namibia will go to the polls to vote for new regional and local authority councillors.
The Health Professions Council of Namibia has warned health practitioners against spreading misinformation on the COVID-19 pandemic, saying such conduct poses threats to patients.
The Health Professions Councils of Namibia, in a media statement on Wednesday, said it has learned with great concern that some registered health practitioners are spreading misinformation about the COVID-19 pandemic, the vaccination rollout, and promoting treatment not supported by the best available evidence. Health practitioners, it said, are respected members of the community, and their opinion about health are valued by the public, and as such, misinformation by them about COVID-19, the vaccine, or therapy may therefore be detrimental to the health of Namibian people and should be avoided at all costs. The Health Professions Councils of Namibia further reminded all registered health practitioners of their ethical and professional obligation to protect and promote the health of patients and the public, and to support all efforts aimed at curbing the spread of infections. The Health Professions Councils of Namibia advised that all new ideas about measures to contain the spread of COVID-19 and the management of patients must be discussed with the relevant authorities through appropriate channels and in a professional manner. Salima Shimwefeleni reporting for Nampa News.
The German government on Thursday donated 500,000 masks, 300,000 gowns and 60 hospital beds to the Namibian government to help fight the COVID-19 pandemic.
While speaking at the handover ceremony at the Hosea Kutako International Airport right after the consignment arrived in Namibia, Germany's ambassador to Namibia, Herbert Beck, said 20,000 goggles and 40,000 rapid antigen tests are also expected to arrive in Namibia next week, while 100,000 polymerase chain reaction tests, 45 ventilators, 5 million pulse oximeters, 10 million surgical masks, and 5 million N95 masks valued at 180 million Namibia dollars are expected to arrive within the next coming weeks. Germany decided to make at least 30 million COVID-19 vaccination doses available to lower and middle-income countries until the end of this year. This is part of a European initiative comprising at least 130 million doses. Receiving the donation, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of International Relations and Cooperation Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah said Germany has been one of the countries who come to Namibia's aid, among others since the pandemic broke, as they assisted with diagnostic reagents and COVID-19 diagnostic training in Windhoek that helped with the testing when cases increased. She said, like most countries in the global south, Namibia has insufficient doses to protect its people and is disappointed in the delivery delay from COVAX, notwithstanding the deposit Namibia has made to this mechanism. Therefore, Namibia is looking for more vaccines to enable it to meet the target of vaccinating 60 to 80% of the population.
Stand by for your top roundup. In your business and economics installment, we begin in the Otjozondjupa region where Bank Windhoek, in collaboration with the Adonai Trust, has empowered 25 unemployed and underemployed members of the AIDCOMS community in the region with small-scale innovative farming techniques using limited land and water resources.
The mentorship program for farming training took place in June and exposed the residents to self-sustainable training methods to generate income from their products. A statement issued by the bank on Thursday said the program's training manual used Zimbabwe's Fumvutsa concept, a crop production intensification approach under which farmers ensure the efficient use of resources such as input and labor on a small area of land to optimize its management. The training included information on financial literacy, monthly mentorship visits, and planting at the AIDCOMS resettlement farm. In the statement, AIDCOMS Chief Katai August, who participated in the 2019 and 2020-21 program, said after the training he started to practice the same method in his field. The harvest has been worthy compared to the traditional method. Maize sizes are bigger and healthier, and the harvest is also more, he said. Project coordinator Monica Barnard was quoted in the statement as saying the project's long-term vision is to equip AIDCOM's residents so they can become self-sustainable.
First National Bank FNB Namibia has cautioned the public to be aware of the latest e-wallet scam, which is targeting bereaved families who have lost a loved one.
The bank's communication manager, Elzita Bierkes, in a media statement said this abusory scam is a targeted approach by fraudsters to extract money from bereaved family members who have placed funeral notice in local newspapers or on social media. Fraudsters will contact unsuspecting people on a phone number used in the funeral notice. A fake SMS is then sent to them, which is a replica of what one would normally receive from the +363636 number. Often, you will not focus on the number the SMS has been sent from. The fraudsters claim to have known the deceased and often send you money, perhaps via e-wallet. You will then be told that they have sent you too much and ask for a portion to be refunded. You will, however, not be able to withdraw the money that they send, but the funds you send them will disappear from your account within minutes, she said. She urged customers to end the call immediately if they do not know the caller.
It's time for the Business and Economics Roundup. In our sports news tonight, we begin with netball news. Netball Namibia's Vice President of Marketing and Sponsorships, Rebecca Togoses, was on Wednesday elected to serve on the new Netball Africa board. The board consists of members from neighboring countries such as South Africa, Botswana, Zambia, and Lesotho.
Togoses was elected to serve on the board as a vice president for development during its annual general meeting held virtually on Wednesday night. In an interview with the Namibia Press Agency on Thursday, Togoses expressed excitement, saying, "I'm looking forward to work with the current executive in finding ways through strategic interventions with clear set-out plans to develop Africa by playing netball." She said her goal while serving on the board would be to give opportunities to countries with no netball activities the first priority. Togoses stated that her new role will not be a walk in the park, but with the right mindset, enthusiasm, and passion, she believes anything is possible. Togoses said netball has always been challenged with finances in achieving its goals. However, I'm sure that with the correct approach, we shall triumph for Africa. The Africa region currently has 8 associate members and 12 full regional and world netball members. Salima Shimwefeleni reporting for Nampa News.
Your sports roundup is up next. That's all the news we had for you this evening. Well, thank you for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up and share. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Also, click on the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and globally. Catch us next week Monday for your dose of primetime news. From myself and the entire production crew, have a fantastic weekend and good night.